before I get started, I've got a quick message from your Uncle Paul and your Auntie Kaya in Japan. Tim, good start. Good start. Too many toasts, too much champagne. They say this: Andrew, you little rat, I hope you have a horrible day. Oh, that's the one from your ex, sorry. He's been warned. They did actually send a message there to say, Andrew and Katie, wishing you both a world of happiness and joy on your wedding day. May your marriage be filled with all the right ingredients. A heap of love, a dash of humour, a touch of romance, and a spoonful of understanding. May your joy last forever. Congratulations. Love, Tim and Kaya. So that's from Tim and Kaya. And Grandma and Granddad also sent that love. They didn't say anything. Make of that what you will. Well, I'm glad they found some nauseatingly nice things to say about you, Andrew, because it means I don't have to. I should introduce myself. My name's Johnny. I'm one of Andrew's two best men and his brother. At least I think I'm one of your best men, Andrew. See, Andrew and Katie, they got engaged in January, as we've already established. In April, I came up to Andrew and said, Andrew, who's your best man for the wedding, by the way? And he turned around and said, well, you are. How's I meant to know that, Andrew? I'm not sure you quite understand how questioning works. You're the one who has to ask the question, which makes me wonder, how long were you engaged to Katie before she found out? Andrew, this is my Katie impression, by the way. Andrew, are we engaged? Yeah, we are. Oh, cool. Is that how it went down?
Yeah, like July.
Okay. To be honest, I'm not very good at speech writing. So to get some inspiration, I went on the internet, as every good best man should. And I found some really good material after a couple of hours searching for some really, really good material. And then I realised I should be looking for some best man speech stuff, so I had to go back and revert to Well, this is actually my 5th wedding of the year. I'm a little bit bored of weddings by now. I made time this weekend for this one. But I was at my cousin, very conveniently seated actually, my cousin Catherine and her new husband Nick's wedding a couple of weeks ago. It was a lovely wedding. I'm not going to make comparisons. And at that wedding, they had these lovely little slips on each table where we were allowed to fill out some pieces of advice for the newlyweds. So I looked at Andrew's slip to see what advice, see what advice he was going to offer up to Nick, Nick and Catherine. So the first piece of advice he gives him is, never change your underwear. You might think that's quite a surprise for Andrew, you might think, you look at him now and he looks all trim and clean and... I think he's pretty clean, pretty well turned up. Well, the worrying thing is I'm not sure he's joking on this count, because Andrew is a bit of previous when it comes to not changing underwear. This smart, sophisticated man who sits in front of you right now was once not quite so smart and sophisticated. When our parents sent 10-year-old Andrew Wilson on a week-long school camping trip to Wales, they gave him a full bag of clean clothes and a toothbrush and toothpaste and everything a young boy needs to survive a week in the wild. Andrew, 7 days later, came back home, sauntered through the front door, and he hadn't opened his bag. He had neatly folded clothes sitting in his bag. He hadn't touched his toothbrush. He had absolutely nothing to touch. So he spent the whole week rolling around in mud and jumping in streams and eating cow poo. And he came home in exactly the same clothes he set out on. So there's some previous outfit. So Katie, there's a little honeymoon warning for you. If he brushes his teeth, I think you've made progress. Well, going all these camping excursions as a youngster inspired in Andrew a love for the outdoors. Is that a fair comment? You love doing sports and stuff? Just say yes, so I can do the next bit. So I thought it would be fitting to give a brief review of Andrew's sports career since he was a youngster. Andrew, any of your rugby team here at the moment?
No.
Good. Say rude things about them and I won't get beaten up. So, Andrew plays for probably the world's worst rugby team. The first season he started playing for them, they didn't win a single match.
Second.
The second season. Okay.
When I was probably there.
Okay, so the first full season he played for them, they won a single match. They still sing songs about the game in which they scored a try. But I think your rugby career could be well described as it's a taking part that counts. It probably doesn't help that you break a finger every time you step on the pitch. One of my first memories of playing sport with Andrew was at his 10th birthday, or 9th birthday, one of those birthdays. We were playing a game of five-a-side football in St John's Sports Centre in Worcester. Good sports centre, I'd recommend. And naturally, Andrew and I were put on opposing teams to each other. And our team took a pretty early 7-0 lead, stormed ahead, dominated. And I can see Andrew just getting a little bit upset. He's on the verge of tears, and it's kind of it's my birthday, I'm meant to win this game, sort of thing. And so I gathered all my teammates together and I said, look, Andrew's on the verge of a mental breakdown here. We need to let him score a goal or two, to salvage his birthday and make him feel like he's important. So we gathered the teammates round and we were going to let Andrew score a couple of goals, just to make him happy on his birthday. So we spent the rest of the game, you don't think you know this, Andrew, but you're finding out now. We spent the rest of the game trying to pass the ball to Andrew and open the goal up so he could just score an easy goal. But no matter how hard we tried, Andrew could not score a goal. He just couldn't score. I've got good news, Andrew. Your drought ends today. I think you're going to score today. Is it ready, Night Jake? Right, I think I've humiliated you enough. So it's time to say some mushy, nice things to you. Katie, you look lovely. It's been so much fun getting to know you over the last few years, and I'm so happy you're joining the Wilson tribe today. I know you're going to make a wonderful wife, and you deserve the perfect man. Unfortunately, we don't always get what we deserve. Having said that, we did recently learn your first celebrity crush was Mr. Blobby. So maybe you do have the perfect man after all. Cheap shot. And Andrew, your first celebrity crush was Rachel Stevens. So we have sitting before us Mr. Blobby Rachel Stevens. She's from West 7, in case you didn't know who she is. This sounds like the start of a particularly Dedalian game of consequences, if you ask me. And Katie, here's the second piece of advice that Andrew wrote on this little wedding slip to Catherine and Vic. He says, remember that the wife is always right. Well, he said remember that Catherine is always right, but I'm interpreting it. Yeah. So I'll leave you with that, Katie. Andrew. As we all know, Andrew is an architect. That's sort of how he defines himself. And he's a man of many talents. I know that architecture is a great career. I just got a little bit. I know that architecture is a great career and you can make some pretty nice money off of it. Apparently not enough money to buy me a birthday present this year, but... But I think the most impressive thing about being an architect is the amount of work it takes to become an architect. Andrew, if the amount of dedication and commitment that you showed through years and years of lectures and seminars and site visits and whatever else you do as an architect, if that's going to be reflected in your marriage and in your love to Katie, then you're going to be a great husband. I feel like we have that sort of friendship that only brothers can have. Do you agree?
So yes,
Yeah.
carry on.
Yeah. So we wind each other up, we get grumpy at each other, we bicker about silly things. We had lots of sort of good lounge fights growing up in the front room. But here we are, side by side almost. Agreement, best man, and I couldn't be happier for you. I'm really honoured beyond words to be standing right in this position and be able to give this speech, and to be able to name you not just as my brother, but also as my best friend. Even if I'm not your best friend now. I'm happy that in Katie you found someone who you can love and trust and cherish. And I know how seriously you're going to take your role as husband. So we have a couple of gifts for you guys. If anyone wants to reach underneath their chairs, there's absolutely nothing there. And that gave me time to get my gifts. So, Andrew, Katie, you're both a real good example and an encouragement to me and your friends and your family in so many ways. But the best way in which you can be encouragement for the people you love is to pray for them. So I brought you this book. It's called 5 Things to Pray for the People You Love. I want you to have that. And that book's full of suggestions and scriptures and ways that you can pray for the people in your life that you love. And the second book that I bought you is called the Bible. It's a new one. Which I as well. I should have given you a pen with that book. I want you to share in that book together. I want you to share in the delights that it offers and the advice that it gives. As you read it, I want you to write. Well, you don't have to, but I think it'd be nice. If you read passages and verses together, it'd be nice to write encouragements and challenges and promises that God's word makes to one another, so that you can remind yourselves of the promises that God has made for us. I know you want to have a marriage built on God's love, and what better way to do that than to read his word together. So, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hand over to Callum for his speech. But first, I'd like to raise a toast. So if you have some bubbly to hand, would you like to raise a toast?
That little note.
Oh, yes. So we have a message from Andrew's cousin Ben in Australia. Andrew sends his love and congratulations, and he's sorry to be missing out, but yes. There you go. So let's raise a toast to Mr. Blobby and Rachel Stevens.